Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Barroom Boys. I'm Mondo here with Hod and Beeve. And on today's episode, we have the NFL recap. We have fantasy breakdown. We also have a pretty interesting stat that we're going to be reading off to you guys. And we'll also obviously talk a little bit about the MLB and the World Series and what happened with the Yankees specifically. And we'll wrap all that up with a draft of, dead people.
5 dead people that you if you had the opportunity could bring back to life.
That's so, what we're doing.
Reincarnate them. They can pull like a Jesus.
All right, so that's what we're doing today. So the first thing we'll talk about real quick is we'll do the BDM. Actually, we'll do the MLB playoffs. We'll go into that first, get that out of the way. So where did we leave off, Hod? Was it just semis?
Yeah, I believe since we did it last Thursday when we recorded it for last Friday's episode, I think it was like game 2 or game 3 of the Astros Yankees series.
Okay. I know right where to pick up.
Yeah.
So as it stands now, the Phillies and the Astros are the two teams remaining playing in the World Series starting on Friday. If you rewind a little bit, you'll find that the Phillies beat the Padres pretty convincingly. I think it was like a 4-1 series.
Bryce Harper came up clutch. That was like the one game I've watched because I was at a friend's house who had
the clutchest moment of Bryce Harper's career.
Mm-hmm.
Impressive home run.
MVP.
And then on the other side of this, you have the Yankees Astros 4-game sweep. Absolute joke performance from the Yankees. Fucking pathetic. I don't even really want to talk MLB playoffs anymore. I don't want to talk baseball for a little bit, which is why we're going to go ahead and just hop into football.
Yeah, no, tough showing by the Yankees. They had a great season. Aaron Judge obviously had a historic season. But now everybody's hating on the Astros. The Phillies are America's team. Let's just see if they pull it off. The Astros have looked dominant. They haven't lost yet in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool. Like my cousin and a bunch my cousins and like my aunt and uncle, they live like 20 minutes outside of Philly, and they were at Game 5. Saw the Bryce Harper home run. Saw them get into the World Series. It's kind of how it saw.
They came out of nowhere, man. They beat quality teams to get to where they're at. So, all respect. They have managed to avoid the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Now they're in the World Series.
Speaking of the Dodgers, do you hear the Judge deal with the Dodgers? Or they're willing to let Mookie go to second, give up Trey?
Yes, Hodska. I heard this. It's not happening.
I've heard LA. I've heard San Francisco.
I've heard Boston.
I don't know. I don't think the Yankees give up a guy like that.
Let's see if they pay him. It could be a sign and deal type trade with Trey Turner involved and a couple picks and other people.
And it's time for the Big Dog Media League rundown. Let's get right into it. I can't stand to hear another second of that. So this week was week fucking 7. And to start off, we have Mr. Smeesh taking down Team Beeve 103.6 to 99.2. Beeve, what happened?
I don't know. I lost to 0-6 Smeej. That's tough. My fantasy teams across all 3 of my leagues are just abysmal right now. I'm taking it personally. Like, it hasn't been good for me. Leonard Fournette didn't perform. The Bucks, I mean, we'll talk about it later, but what happened to the Bucks this past week?
Yeah.
I only lost by 4 points, so can't be too upset. Or I guess I should be more upset. Depends how you look at it. But yeah, I feel like my team is better on paper than the record. So we'll see. We'll bear it out.
Yeah. Next, we have Team Steinberg taking down Team Hodska 116.5 to 95.4. Hod, you didn't set the lineup?
I set it like midweek and then completely forgot DeAndre Swift was out and did not check my lineup Sunday because I thought I changed it. But yeah, that's kind of it. I think like even if I had it, James Conner was out, Dalvin Cook was on bye. I started Kenneth Walker, who popped off. Swift was obviously out. I don't even know if I have another running back on my roster. I think maybe I have Tony Pollard. Oh yeah, I have Tony Pollard because Hart and I just made a trade. So yeah, that was basically it.
On to the next week, we have our next matchup. We have Team Polk County Quitters winning 165.8 over Resign Roquan 106.8. Gary's team's scary, but that Mike Will injury might hinder him a little bit.
Gary's Gary. But he's got 3 guys on bye. He's got Eckler and Mahomes on bye this week. Two top point getters. Eckler, I think, is the number 1 back in fantasy right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's balling.
He's just doing crazy things.
He had like 12 catches for 95 yards last week. And
Yeah, wouldn't that be unfortunate if Gary ended up winning the league?
Yeah.
No, I can't have that.
Can't happen.
Well, good thing it's for no money.
Next, we have Matt's team winning 115.9 over the Panty Raiders 103.3. And finally, it has finally happened. Henny Holmes wins 103.5, 135.3 to my 119.9. First L on the year.
Yeah, Henny Holmes had Eno Benjamin. I can't say I've ever heard of him before.
Yeah, he's the backup
He's
for the Cardinals.
He's
Who I just traded.
back in Arizona right now. So
yeah, he's the guy I just traded for. For the viewers that don't know, I just made a deal with Austin Hart to ship away Tony Pollard to receive Benjamin, as I have James Conner, and then Pollard will never sniff my lineup because I have 4 backs better than him. So you know what? I thought I'd help the boy out, get a backup in return.
Who needs a California anyway?
Yeah. I mean, this week for me was tough in fantasy. I just forgot to set my lineup. In another league, I lost by 0.2 points. Like, it was just tough. You kicked Mondo's ass, though.
That's cool. My best player was on bye week. It's all right.
Cam Akers?
No, Josh Allen. Maybe you heard of him. He drops 40 a week. I don't know if you have, but
I mean, even if he dropped 40, I don't even know if you would still beat me.
yes, I would have actually. Thank you very much.
Really?
Yes, I planned this out in my head. I knew exactly how much you would have dropped. Yep. So that's pretty much that. So we'll head into kind of the NFL recap, but first we'll start with a cool little stat. So on the last episode, I was talking to Hod and said, hey, if anyone out there wants to put our stats together for picks this year, send them over and, let us know. So we ended up getting them from our great friend, Mr. Austin Hart, host of Holmes Home Half. Hart's
Gary
Home
would
Half.
Gary would never do
Wow.
so.
Gary's a piece of shit, but Hart's out here, making podcasts, and he's now the official stat keeper of the Barroom Boys. So these are the stats. You guys do with them as you wish. But Hod is at a solid 50%, 46 and 46.
Well, now it's because that was sent to us yesterday before the Monday night game. So now I believe I'm 46 and 47.
Okay. Shooting at almost 50%.
50%, yeah.
Beeve at 41-38, shooting at a 52%. And I went 54 and 38, shooting approximately a 60%. So our picks, we're shooting at a solid clip each. You can take our picks as you wish.
Especially
we're profitable 50% or more at a time.
Yeah.
So I don't think I picked, or I know I didn't pick for last week.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and I mean, this NFL season's been crazy. Like, who would have ever thought, like, going into the season, the Giants would have the record they do. The Jets would have the record they do. Like the Panthers beating the Bucks last week and
Yeah.
like killing them. Like it's kind of been crazy in terms of like predictions.
Yeah.
Yeah, we thought the
So-
AFC West was just going to be a powerhouse division. We got the Raiders sitting at, I think, what, 2-5.
Yeah,
Chargers aren't that special.
they're like 3 and
Broncos
4.
definitely aren't special.
Yeah, that was supposed to be the division to beat this year.
Now it's just the Chiefs walking all the way to the bank.
Yeah, pretty much.
Not
Hate to see it. All right, let's get into this week's recap of all the games. Saints Cardinals. Saints win 34-42. Andy Dalton, bald. Olave, bald. And then on the other side, Benjamin played well. 92 yards and a touchdown. Pretty good to fill in.
I mean, also the defense is carried in that game.
Or didn't.
They didn't, but they did. Like, I'm pretty sure, didn't the Cardinals have like back-to-back pick sixes?
Yeah, one of them by our very own Marco Wilson.
Yeah, because that was the
God
year he
damn
did
right.
like the flip.
Yeah, sorry for the name.
That's what made the Cardinals win.
Yeah, we still hate Marco Wilson.
Yeah.
So much.
I mean,
So
yeah,
much.
Dalton had the most typical Jameis day ever. Threw for 361 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, and 3 picks. Just filling in for a starter right there.
Yeah, that's the game right there.
Yeah. So, I mean, Kyler didn't really do anything. I mean, D-Hop was back. That was big for their offense. He kind of
Yeah.
balled.
That was good to see.
Yeah. So,
Next, we got Falcons at Bengals. Bengals win 35-17. Joe Burrow is back. 481 yards, 3 touchdowns. Tyler Boyd, 8 receptions, 155 yards and a tutty. And Mr. Joe Mixon running the ball 58 yards and a touchdown. It was a Bengals game from the start. It was
I mean,
just
you look at the stats for the receivers, like Boyd 155 yards and a touchdown, Jamar Chase 130 yards, 2 touchdowns, T Higgins 93 yards. Like,
Yeah, I
They-
mean, Burrow
everyone
almost threw
balled.
500.
without AJ Terrell being hurt midway through the game, they just had no one that could cover anyone.
yeah, everyone
but-
balled.
The Falcons are a confusing team to me. I can't tell like what their identity is yet. Are they like a team that's just going to go around and beat good teams and then just get blown out by other good teams?
They seem just like a gnat. It's like an annoying, like little thing that's like kind of on the side that's not really important, but it's just like so annoying and it always is around you and you never know when it's going to go away or it's going to bite you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I mean, right now they're tied for first in their division with Tampa.
Yeah.
So as the season plays out, who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah.
Yeah, next we got Lions at Cowboys. Lions have completely lost that train of focus that they had at the beginning of the year. So they go down 24-6. Cowboys improved to 5-2 in Dak's first game back. Neither QB really showed out, though. It was honestly not that great of an offensive game all the way around.
Yeah.
But, it's a football game. We like football. So,
Yeah. I mean, the Cowboys, but one of the game was turnovers. I think they had like 5 turnovers, like 3 picks and 2 fumble recoveries or something like that. So Lions offense is struggling right now with Amon-Ra going down in the first with the concussion, DeAndre Swift not playing since week 3. They need like some sort of life in their offense, and it starts with those 2 pieces.
Yeah, it's tough in Detroit. We thought this was going to be the year where they'd get,
Yeah.
just under 500 around there. So just have kind of like a good solid year, but
Yeah.
downhill.
Yeah. I mean, it sucks too. DJ Chark, notable player on EJ's 1500s bench in fantasy. He's out for a while. But yeah,
Yeah.
I can't believe.
Colts at Titans. Colts fall 19-10. Matt Ryan is dog shit. Derrick Henry does
Also
his
done.
thing. What?
Matt Ryan's also done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sam
Sam
Ellinger.
Ellinger, back.
Yeah, apparently, yeah, he's injured, but like when he comes back, he won't be the starter. That's kind of what they're saying,
They
right?
literally just said we're benching him the rest of the season. That's all they said.
Yeah, Frank Reich came out, was just like, yeah, we're starting Sam Ellinger next week. And they're like, oh, are you benching Matt Ryan? He's like, I don't know. I think he's got a shoulder injury, or we'll just bench him. So I guess I'll get to see Sam Ellinger quarterback the Colts in 2 weeks when I go watch the New England Patriots play the Colts live. So
Yeah, so Sam Ellinger's taking the reins in Indianapolis. We'll see what. I mean, they probably saw something that they liked in practice because Matt Ryan. I mean,
yeah, he probably could just
he
hand
was
the
throwing a
ball
lot
off
of
better.
yards. It wasn't horrible, you know. I mean,
No, Matt Ryan was just inconsistent. Like one game he'd look good. Like I think like week 6 he had like 380 passing yards and 3 touchdowns, and this week he had like did like absolute jack shit.
yeah. So that's probably the last we'll see of Matt Ryan if Ellinger is
Yeah,
good as they think
he's
he
probably
is.
gonna retire, or he'll go
Yep.
to like a shitty ass like Texans team next year for one more year, try to do something, and then retire when he goes like 3-15.
Yep. So next we got Packers at Commanders. Commanders take this 23-21. The Packers have completely lost their way. Mr. Taylor Heineke, though,
He's back.
200 yards, 2 tutties.
Yeah,
Him and
Heineke's
Terry-
been
Terry
injured.
Terry showing out in his month.
Yeah, him and that Terry.
573 and 1
back.
tutty.
I'm excited for having Terry McLaurin in fantasy.
This
and him
is
being
his
dog
month.
shit the entire year. He's back with Heineke at the helm. Once is what out? Isn't he out for the year?
Who?
I don't know if it's for the year.
Potentially.
I saw it was like maybe done for the year, but I don't know what. Hold on, let me look up the injury because do you guys know what's wrong with him? What do you?
Maybe like a shoulder.
They put him on IR following finger surgery on his throwing hand. So I don't know how long that takes, but it's out for the foreseeable future at least.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean Heineke's just been sitting waiting for his chance. He made the playoffs. I don't think it was last year, was it?
Yeah, no, 2 years ago I think.
Years ago, balled out. Green Bay just can't get it figured out. Aaron Rodgers is
They're
an
done.
angry dad right now. Yeah,
They need the receivers that they've been linked to. Like they need one of them to at least get trade for one of them. I know they've been linked with like so Brandon Cooks, Jerry Jeudy, DJ Moore, even Odell when he comes back and fully healthy, he's been linked there.
Yeah, they're
So
really
they
missing
kind of need to
Devontae.
sign one of them.
They're really missing Devontae, and it's showing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So next game we got Bucks at Panthers. Panthers shocked the fuck out of the world, winning 21-3. Their run game was surprisingly strong. Deontay Foreman and Chuba.
Yeah.
Two great games. Tom Brady's in shambles. The whole Bucks team's in shambles. They're probably gonna limp out with the division title anyway, but Jesus Christ.
As soon as I saw Mike Evans drop like the 60-yard touchdown on like the second play of the game, I knew the Bucks were gonna lose that game.
Oh
like,
yeah.
But
He
the fact that they
dropped
dropped
both
3
wide.
points. Oh,
I could have caught that. I could have got that ball for a touchdown. He was wide fucking open. It was a dot by Brady, like right on the money, and he just dropped it. Unbelievable.
yeah. I'm speechless. I do not know what happened. I
Yeah.
didn't watch too much of this game, but I
PJ
know
Walker's
PJ
now-
Walker balled out.
Yeah, he's now the starter for the rest of the year, even if Baker comes back. So, hype for him. XFL guy.
Yeah, everybody thought the Panthers were done for after giving up CMC.
Yeah.
Apparently not. And now they're what? They're only 1 game out of first place,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
which is wild.
Yeah.
But yeah,
All right, Beav, we're gonna send this one over to you as the Giants go to 6-1, winning a 23-17 ball game over the Jacks.
yeah. I was actually at this game. It was a great atmosphere. Ton of Giants fans. I'm still in shock, and I probably will be for the whole season. I simply cannot believe that the Giants are 6-1. It really is unbelievable. We have no wide receivers. Our tight end just went down. but somehow we hung on, and they just keep finding ways to win games. Daniel Jones is playing really good football. Saquon's balling out, and they just keep finding ways to win. I can't believe it.
Their defense is playing well. Thibodeau is a monster.
Yeah.
There was like one play, I think when Etienne had the big run, my friends and I were dying laughing because Xavier McKinney literally did the most he put no effort into trying to make the tackle. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, and the last minute was just, it took probably like 30 minutes. I mean,
yeah, I know.
Getting flags, and the Jags kept advancing. They had like 4 shots at the end zone. The last play, they stopped them at the 1. It was incredible. But yeah, we play Seattle next week on the road. That'll be a tough test. Then we got the bye, and then we got, I think, like Detroit and Houston. So like, it's really
run it up
for New York. Yeah, we can definitely rack up some wins here.
Yeah. So next game, we got Ravens winning 23-20 over the visiting Browns. Nick Chubb did his thing. But other than that, nothing really too crazy. Gus Edwards is back. 2-tutty game. So that was good to see.
Yeah, I was playing against him in fantasy. Smeej is still probably riding this fucking Gus high. But, yeah, Ravens are back on track.
I mean, Lamar looked terrible in that game. He did not look good.
Horrible.
Andrews was playing hurt. No one else really did anything on the Ravens besides Gus Edwards.
Yeah, it was an interesting game.
Hmm.
On to one that really wasn't interesting at all. The Jets beating the Broncos 16-9. Russell Wilson continues to be absent this entire year, and that's not even the biggest story from this game. Breece Hall goes down with an ACL injury. The Jets have now traded for James Robinson, so now they have a committee backfield. I don't really know what their plan is, but should be interesting to watch.
Yeah, it's going to take a few weeks for James Robinson to get acclimated to New York and that offense. So we probably won't be seeing huge bursts from him, at least for the first few weeks. But yeah, let's see if the Jets can hang on and keep their momentum going. The Broncos are just in the shitter right now.
Yeah, I mean, Breece Hall, it sucks. Rookie, he was balling out too. He was probably the leader for offensive rookie of the year.
Definitely.
If he didn't go down, he probably would have won it because he was having a crazy good season the last 4 weeks, especially. They signed James Robinson to be their early down back. So Michael Carter's more of a passing back anyway. So Robinson will probably be their first and second down, run downhill goal line back, and then Carter comes in when they're either trailing or third down.
Well,
But
yeah, should be an interesting tandem.
Yeah, I mean, their defense is just carrying them right now. I guess I'm excited to see what their offense does next week because they play New England, but 2, they're also like 5-2. And like, I know their defense is good, but now their offense without Breece Hall, I want to see how good they are because they didn't really score a whole lot yet last week I mean, they did, but Breece Hall was on the field for I think 10 of their 16 points in that game. So.
Yeah. So next matchup we got Raiders win 38-20 over the Texans.
Josh
Davis Mills played well, 302, 2 tutties. Josh Jacobs on the other side played well, 143 with 3 tutties. Devontae did his thing. So
yeah, Jacobs is him.
Jacobs is him. Yeah.
Scored 35 plus points in fantasy the last 3 weeks he's been playing. So
yeah, you're talking about offensive rookie of the year. Now that Breece Hall is down, is Dameon Pierce the front runner?
He could be the season that he's having. I mean, it's weird that there's no standout rookie wide receivers this year. I mean, Olave, but I mean, he's been kind of hurt and iffy. Pierce has been more consistent. I mean, everyone's talking about the defensive side of the ball for defensive rookie of the year, which in my opinion right now, it's got to go to Sauce Gardner, but
yeah, Hutchinson's having himself a year, but Sauce Gardner looks really nice. He needs a few more picks, in my opinion.
He also needs to play against some decent wide receivers first, but
that's fair.
Mhm.
I want to see him go up against like a big guy. I mean, Cortland Sutton's good, but I want to see him go up against like a Justin Jefferson or like a Chase or a Cup, even like someone like that, and see what he does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that was impressive because Cortland Sutton's a big receiver. I think he's like 6'5" or something. Much
I mean-
bigger than Sauce.
I mean, Sauce is what, 6'3"? He's tall too.
Yeah.
Locked
All
him
right.
up. I mean, they also had fucking what's his face throwing the ball, Ripien. So
Not much worse than Russ.
yeah.
So next up, we got Seahawks at Chargers. Seahawks win 37-23. You can look at any kind of piece here. There's some crazy stats all the way around. Herbert, 293, 2 tutties. Kenneth Walker on the other side, 168, 2 touchdowns on the ground. And then Austin Eckler out of nowhere as a receiver this weekend. 12 receptions, 96 yards, 1 touchdown. I mean, like a true receiver stat line. And he ran incredibly well too. So great game out of him.
Yeah, I mean, it's the Chargers are in a tough spot right now. Everyone thought they were going to be a sleeper team for the Super Bowl at the beginning of the season. Now they're 3-4 going into a bye week. They lost JC Jackson, who's out for the rest of the year, who was supposed to be like the big, like one of their big offseason pickups. They're just injuries. Mike Will went down, Beeves boy. And yeah, Keenan is still missing, even though he played last week. He's still missing.
Played, but apparently he didn't play the second half because
Top count, yeah.
for his own reasons. But they have a bye next week, so hopefully after the bye, his beloved hamstring that's been causing him to miss the last 8 fucking weeks, it'll probably be in good shape, and he'll be the wide receiver 1 because everybody else is down. But
Yeah.
Seattle looks good.
Yeah, DK going down though limits their offense a lot, but Gino looks so good.
And Kenneth Walker is just absurd.
Yeah, K9 is good. He's solidified himself as the guy.
People slept on him in the draft so hard. He was an absolute beast last year, Michigan
Yeah,
State.
yeah.
Or
What
he
was
should have been a Heisman finalist.
he, like a 3rd round pick this year? 4th
Yeah,
round?
he slipped.
That's crazy.
So
Yeah.
Seattle continues to draft well.
Yep. Next, we have a matchup that many thought was the game of the weekend, and that was the 5-2 Chiefs taking on the 3-4 49ers. Chiefs win 44-23. Patty Ice does his thing. Juju showing he's the true wide receiver 1 this weekend, absolutely balling out. Basically, there's been no sign of Deebo Samuel on the other side. I don't know what he's doing, but he's not carrying the offense as much as he needs to be, even with Christian McCaffrey there now.
Well, I mean,
don't know what's going on here.
McCaffrey was on a snap count this week because he got traded Friday. So he's probably learning the plays and everything like that, getting time to adjust. But yeah, I think the people, like, if you're playing the 49ers, I think they figured out that all you need to do is just man mark Debo, and just whatever he does, just like if he's in the backfield, okay, he's probably going to touch the ball. If he's not receiver, okay, just have your best quarter shadow him. And they just limited that. And then they're just like, okay, we can match up with Ayuk and we can match up with Kittle. But he's just not as electric as he was last year.
Yeah, it's been tough to watch.
I think it's kind of because of the play calling.
Yeah, they still got to figure it out. They're loaded with talent on offense.
Yeah.
And everyone's speaking so highly of them, but they haven't quite put it together yet. It's tough when you play the Chiefs at home too, but you can't lose by 3 tutties.
Yeah. Especially when you made all this noise trying to sign McCaffrey this week.
Yeah.
Tough first game for him, even though he played probably 20 snaps.
Yeah. All right. Next game up, we got Steelers at Dolphins. Dolphins win 16-10 in Sunday Night Football. Tua is back. He didn't, shock the world with the crazy stat line or anything. He did pretty well, 261 with the tutty. It was really Miami's game to lose out the gate. They scored 13 in the first. And other than that, it's just been holding the Steelers to nothing. So credit the defense. And shout out to the offense for being able to manage this game. But yeah, it was a good game, good win. We're 4-3 now, or 4-0 if you really, count how important a quarterback is. But that's just
Yeah, both defenses played well in this game. Kenny Pickett's not the answer.
I mean, that second half was so boring. The only reason I watched it is because I had Miami D in fantasy. In the league, I lost by 0.2 points, and I thought
Oof.
that they could produce something.
How many
And
points do they have? Miami D.
They got 13, but I'll wait until the next game to talk about how I lost that fantasy matchup.
Wow.
Yeah, Kenny Pickett's not it. We need Mitch back. He's the MVP, the real MVP.
All right. Well, Hod, take it away.
Yeah, last night I was debating killing myself like 5 times. It was just tough to watch on both being a Patriots fan perspective and a fantasy football perspective. I'll talk about the Patriots first. In my opinion, Mac Jones should have never started that game or played a single second in that game. I don't think that he was ready to come back. He looked nervous. I mean, that pick was fucking awful. It's the same Mac Jones where he's just like, oh, no one's open. Let me just throw it downfield and hopefully someone will be there. And it turns out it's defender. And Zappy came in, he scored 2 touchdowns off the bat. I'm like, okay, this is where we turn it around and this is where we start to win. And then no one on our defense could make a tackle besides Matthew Judon. So that was tough to watch. And yeah, I mean, overall, we played like dog shit. Move on to the Jets next week. But this is the part where I truly wanted to kill myself. So going into the night, I needed a measly 12.3 points out of David Montgomery in fantasy football. 12.3. And I'm like, oh, okay. That's completely doable. His projection was 12.6. So I'm like, he's just got to get his projection. That's not that big of a deal. And time goes by in the game. He's not really doing anything. He's having like a couple like nice rushes, but he's only touched the ball. He had like 8 carries for like 40 yards at halftime. I'm like, all right, he needs to pick it up a little bit. At least like if the Patriots are going to lose, hopefully I'll win in fantasy. Then he scores the touchdown in the 4th quarter. He's at 12.1. And I'm like, okay, this is it. I just need 3 yards. 3 yards and I win. And then he got benched the rest of the game. So it was the worst fucking possible outcome for me. I was not a happy camper last night. I think I woke up my mom from screaming at the TV. And yeah, she was pissed at me this morning. Yeah, that describes my yesterday.
What a yesterday, Hod. Good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zappy was making the Bears D look like it was 1985 again in that second half.
Yeah, I mean, I turned off the game like 7 minutes ago in the 4th quarter, even though we were only down at that point, I think like 12, because I was just sick and tired of it. So
you got the Jets next week. Historically, that's been an easy win.
Yeah, I mean, Jets at home, they're 5-2. I'm kind of confident. I want to know who's going to start at quarterback because that's going to be the whole talk this week in terms of Patriots fans. Honestly, I don't know who's going to start. I don't know who should start. It's going to be tough. It's just based on like if Mac's fully healthy versus what we see in practice out of both Mac and Zap. But yeah, we play the Jets. Hopefully we'll get key pieces back on our defense. We had, I think, 3 starters out on the defense, including Kyle Duggar, who's been like one of our best defensive players. So I'll get him back. Hopefully we'll be able to stop their offense now they don't have Breece Hall. And hopefully we will score some points, even though the Jets have a tough defense. So yeah, we'll see.
A good game.
Yeah. Hopefully this is like the most typical like Belichick game ever where he's just like so fucking mad that he's gonna beat the shit out of his players at practice. And then like we're gonna come kick the shit out of the Jets. So I'm hoping that happens.
Yeah, I mean that's what happened with Saban in Alabama.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So because Bill was so mad yesterday. So hopefully he's just like whipping his players into shape this week, and they're just gonna come out so angry on Sunday at home against the Jets in the division. So confident.
Love to see that.
Yeah. Also, we can't have the Jets keep winning, right? Like they're the Jets. They can't be 5-2, right? They can't be 6-2.
Yeah. Well, now their stretch gets hard. So
About damn time. Motherfuckers.
Yeah.
All right, boys, it's that time of the episode. Let's hop into the snake draft for today, which is people you would survive or you would revive if you could.
Five dead people that you could bring back to life.
Hey,
Yeah.
I just got a notification. The San Francisco Giants will spend whatever it takes and
Yeah.
won't be underbid to land
I
Aaron
got the
Judge.
same
Shut
alert.
up.
Whatever it takes.
Shut
Give this man
up.
$1 billion.
Shut up. Shut up.
I like when the Giants are good at baseball.
I don't. Not if they steal our players.
Back in the day when they'd win the World Series every other year, all the even years.
Yep. All right. Today's order will be B first since he just got back. Hod, you'll go 2. I'll round it out at the 3.
All right.
All right, first overall pick in the 5 dead people that you could bring back to life. This is probably an easy answer. I'm gonna go with Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was taken from us way too soon. He had so much life to live, and his post career would have been amazing.
Makes sense. With the second pick, I'm gonna go with JFK. Think that he was taken again in office in the shooting and one of the worst or I guess notoriously bad like shootings. Still you don't know what angle killed him. But yeah, I mean he was a good guy, great leader for our country until he passed. I'd like to see what he would have done if he could stay alive and still be alive.
Yeah. So my back-to-back, I'm gonna go DMX. I'm gonna go Chris Farley.
2 good ones. I think your mic cut off there, Mondo.
Hello.
It did a little bit, but I think they still got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
no.
Yeah, with my next pick. Wait, it's my turn, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with another kind of artist that you kind of tied in Mondo with DMX. I'm gonna go with Juice World. He's dropping some songs this weekend or on Friday, so I'll be streaming that.
Yeah, I like that. Going off of your artist pick, I'm gonna go with Mac Miller.
It's a good one.
He was making great music towards the end of his life, like completely switching up his vibe. Just to see like the music that he would be putting out right now would be really cool. I think it would be really good. And then my next one, George Washington.
It's a good one.
I just want to see what he would think of politics today. You'd probably die again, to be honest.
Yeah.
He warned about political parties, and now to see that there are 2 big ones that pretty much control everybody's public opinion, I think he would be highly disappointed. And I feel like he would have some input.
Yeah. For my next pick, I'm gonna go with an actor. When this actor passed away, I was devastated. Was in middle school at the time. I'm gonna go with this is my childhood right here too. Paul Walker. Very talented actor that passed away way too soon.
The Fast and Furious movies would be different for sure.
Exactly.
God damn you, Hodska. I'm going Pop Smoke and Tupac.
Pop Smoke's a good one and Tupac.
Yo, dude, Pop Smoke is a good one.
Hey, just so everyone knows, I hopped into today's episode, no ideas, nothing, just said, I didn't do anything, so I don't know what we're drafting. And then Beeb had a list ready to go. Just so we're aware. So this is all up the dome.
But at the same time, if Pop Smoke would still be alive, like would he still be as popular? Because like all of
His music was solid.
Bro, you can't say pop without smoke. Come
he
on.
was
man.
on the he was on the
Here we
rise
go.
for sure. And like I'll be honest, like I was like just starting to like discover him and like listen to like Welcome to the Party. I think that was like
That was like that was his most well-known song before he passed. And then after he passed, a lot and like he had a lot of posthumous songs and albums.
three albums.
Yeah. I mean, they've all been slappers though.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. With my next pick, you went Pac and Tupac or Pop and Tupac, so it's my pick. I'm gonna go with Albert Einstein. I feel like if you pair him, I would love to see him like team up on a project with like Elon. Like that'd be sick.
Elon Einstein collab.
That would go hard. Plus, I also want to see like what he would do now, like what he would come up with, because that man was a fucking genius.
He'd probably still be doing his thing,
Exactly.
grinding. You know.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, sure. It's my pick. I'm gonna round it out. Or my fourth pick is gonna be Shakespeare. Like if he like cooked something up in the lab, like a play or something, it would be an absolute banger. And probably like a solid movie made out about it. And I don't know, I feel like he'd just be super successful. He'd be making movies, not plays, for sure.
Yeah.
That'd be dope, like a Shakespeare movie, like directed by Shakespeare. That'd be cool. And then my last pick, I'm gonna say John Lennon.
It's a good one.
Yeah, he was goated for his time. I mean, he pretty much changed like the scope of music and rock and roll and popular music, I guess. Yeah, I mean, if he didn't die so young, he would have put out some great music. And I don't know, it'd be interesting to hear like what he thinks of like SoundCloud rap, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With my last pick, kind of in between two. I've kind of done different genres through mine. So far, I'm gonna go with like a sports player. I'm debating between two old sports players. I think I'm gonna go with Muhammad Ali.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a butterfly sting like a bee.
Now, in my mind,
Imagine
when
him
I
like Ali or Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
when I thought about this draft, the first name that popped in my mind was Jose Fernandez. A young superstar pitcher, arguably the best in baseball at the time, dies in a boat accident. Give me Jose Fernandez. So I'll go down the list real quick. We've got Kobe, Mac Miller, George Washington, Shakespeare, John Lennon. I'd have JFK, Juice WRLD, Paul Walker, Einstein, Muhammad Ali. I had DMX, Chris Farley, Pop Smoke, Tupac, and Jose Fernandez. So that's the draft. Now let's get some honorable mentions going.
Yeah, I hate that this is like an honorable mention. I feel bad, but I'm gonna go with MLK.
Yeah. It is on my list.
And then Betty White. Oh, I should have said Betty White.
Betty White would have been a good one.
Tough only picking 5. Obviously, we'd love to bring back everyone, but
She was so
minus some people.
100 years. Ben Franklin.
Yeah.
The Queen, because I mean, look what's going on in the UK right now. They're fucked ever since she died.
That's true.
But fuck them, you know? Who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess my honorable mentions, Abe Lincoln. Solid guy. The other person I was debating with my 5th round that I'm surprised you didn't even mention B, but Arnold Palmer.
Arnold Palmer. I didn't even think of that. We missed him.
Another one that I was debating between with Paul Walker, but Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah.
And then also shout out another one, Bob Marley.
Bob Marley. Yeah, I was thinking Bob Marley when I said John Lennon after.
Mhm. So a couple I had, Freddie Mercury, just because I wanted to see what would have happened. Jeffrey Epstein, because I want to know who else is involved.
Facts. Hey, but we got
Biggie.
Ghislaine.
What?
We got Ghislaine that's supposed to tell us who else.
Yeah.
That it could have come from the source himself. Aaron Hernandez, because I was interested to hear what he had to say.
Yeah, I was almost debating between Odin Lloyd. Rest in peace, Odin Lloyd.
Odin Lloyd's a good one. Avicii, DJ. That was kind of the main ones that popped up at the end.
Really said Epstein and Aaron Hernandez, huh? Why not throw
I'm
in
curious, bro.
Yeah, just throw in like Hitler while you're at it too, right, Mondo?
Yeah, bro.
See what was he on?
Yeah, what the fuck was he good with, you know? Shit.
Yeah, but not shout out, but to all the people that have passed away, we wish we could revive you and resurrect all of you. We had to make some tough choices. I didn't even pick any of my family members that are dead. So
Yeah.
I kind of feel like an asshole, but yeah.
It's not a good look.
It's
That's
all
okay.
good.
Rest in peace to everyone.
I feel like
Besides
if
a few
all our
you
people came
are.
back to life that we listed, the world would be a much better place.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's okay though. May they rest in peace.
We could probably do without Epstein though.
Yeah, you could do without a couple people.
There was no like qualification for what you had to hit to come back to life. It could have literally been anybody. So that's why I went with literally anybody.
That's fair.
So yeah, that's gonna do it for today's episode. Thank you guys a lot for watching. Please like, subscribe, share with everyone you know. We will see you on the next episode. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.